This is Will Aubrey for Murray Sportsnet. My guest this morning is Jeremy Bell, the voice of the Murray High Tigers. And Jeremy, the Tigers got underway last Friday when they played down in Tennessee. Can you tell us how they looked?
It didn't look too bad. They had to replace several players. Lost a lot due to graduation. Like I say, very talented class due to graduation. But I tell you, they got the opening game jitters out of the way in the first half. Looked like a very different team in the second half. Did have a major injury that they had to deal with in the third quarter, about midway through the third quarter. But I thought after that stretch, the defense played much better. The offense was able to move the ball. And, they have a freshman quarterback, first freshman quarterback that I believe that Murray High has ever started. And once they got through some of the jitters, they turned out to play a great game. It was a much better West Green Tennessee team than they played last year. They were able to manhandle them last year. Weren't able to do that as much, but still played a great ball game, able to move the ball in the second half, and it really was a tale of two different halves.
Well, with the injury to Pager, obviously that compromises them a little bit heading into tomorrow's game against Callaway. Who should fans look for to step forward for Murray High tomorrow?
Well, it's funny because we had a conversation with the coach yesterday about that, and some of the guys have been asked, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do without Pager? And I think Dalton Lassiter put it best. He said, we're just going to go out and we're going to be us. We're going to play football. That's what we're going to do. So you're going to see somebody like John O'Brien who's going to fill in that position on defense. On offense, you're going to see a guy by the name of Michael Parks who at spring and who at some of the fall practices was even battling for the quarterback spot until Hunter Utley took that over. But you're going to see Michael Parks who filled in quite adamantly in the second half of the football game against West Green. That's the guy you're going to see take Andrew Pager's spot. Certainly you could never replace a guy like Andrew Pager, especially with what he was going to be able to do running the football, but also on the defensive side of things as a leader. He was going to be counted on very heavily, but I think the coaching staff has made some adjustments. But I think those two guys are going to be the ones you're going to see kind of step up and fill those positions that Andrew Pager was going to be filling.
Okay. Over the last several years, Murray High has primarily been a running team. Should we expect anything different this year?
No, you're not going to see anything different. Now, I do know this. It was very interesting at the end of the first half of the West Green game. Murray High was down 12-3. They looked like they were struggling a little bit. Looked like they were a little gassed at the end of the first half. And they got the ball with under a minute to play. I believe it's 59 seconds left to play. And they drove the ball. Didn't get a touchdown out of it, but they drove the ball. Started on the 20, I believe. Drove the ball probably about 40 or so yards. And it was really, they were throwing the football. And when you got a freshman quarterback and you've got someone you've got to make it very simple for at the beginning, and that's kind of what that game was. I do believe, though, that Murray High is going to stick to the running game, but I think as the year goes on, they may open up the playbook a little bit more and be able to throw the football. But, Will, I tell you, I say that and I laugh because Murray High, I think, is still going to continue to be a running football team.
Well, in conclusion, one thing that you and I have seen a lot of over the years is Callaway-Murray football games. So can you take just a moment to reflect on the rivalry in the Crosstown Classic?
Yeah, I've been involved in this game. Will, you and I go back a long way doing sports here in this city and the county. When they didn't have it for a few years, this county was kind of missing something. Friday Night Lights, it's a great atmosphere. And we kind of missed something for there about 3 or 4 years when they didn't play this game. And then when they got back together, and we started calling it the Crosstown Classic, it just kind of changed things a little bit. It's a great Friday night, and even though Murray High is on a little bit of a winning streak right now, I don't think that really matters when these two teams get together. I don't care who potentially has the better team or the worst team, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a rival game. Callaway County wants to win. Murray High wants to win. And it's bragging rights, and you get to take the trophy home, and it's just fun. And over the years, we've seen some great games. We've seen some bad games as well. But still, every time they kick it off on Friday night, whenever those two teams play, they kind of put all their records aside, kind of put everything aside, and they play football. And it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stress involved in it because, they want to see a win. I mean, I know Callaway County is kind of tired of losing this battle right now. Callaway's going to have a much better team coming into Friday night, but it's a great atmosphere. It's probably the best rivalry across the state, and I mean across the state. And I've been involved in a few other rivalries as well when I was at Marshall County, but I do believe it is the best rivalry across the state. And Friday night, I think, is the place that you need to be because it's going to be a lot of fun.